welcome to Up South. I'm Rohini Swami. In today's Up South Bulletin, we'll be focusing on how the rising temperatures in the south of India are affecting and taking a toll on our lives. We will be first focusing on Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, where the heat wave has taken the life of more than 50 people. The district administration now has a responsibility and have taken it upon themselves also to inform people about how they can beat the heat. Ashish Pandey brings you this report.
(44°C). In certain parts, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, and the heat wave is only expected to intensify. The rising temperatures will see no respite till the onset of monsoon, says the Met Department. Rayalaseema region in Andhra Pradesh and the northern areas of Telangana are the worst affected.
అంటే ఎండలు ఎక్కువైనా అధికారికంగా మనం ఏం చెప్తున్నామంటే అన్ని ఆఫీసుల్లో కూడా మేము డ్రింకింగ్ వాటర్ అవైలబుల్గా పెడుతున్నాము. దాతలు ఎవరైనా ముందుకు వస్తే మజ్జిగ ప్యాకెట్లు బస్ స్టాండ్లో కానీ ఆఫీసులో కానీ కూర్చోండి. ఉపాధి పనులు అయితే ఉదయం 10-10:30 కల్లా మూసేసేయండి.
The state governments of Andhra and Telangana have directed their labour departments to tweak the schedules of the outdoor workers so that they do not bear the brunt of the heat. Constant updation of temperatures through digital boards in the cities are being done to keep people informed on the rising temperatures.
Even compared to the last 10 years of summers, this summer is going to be warmer and by 1 or 2 degrees centigrade, and the number of days the temperature is going to be higher, means more than 44-45 degrees will be more.
With the mercury rising without respite, a bigger concern now is that the warmer than usual summer might also trigger a water crisis. Bureau Report, India Today.
We will now be going to Chennai, where my colleague Akshay Nath is standing by at the Marina Beach. Chennai also, for that matter, the state of Tamil Nadu is also going to elections, and the heat also, the temperature also is affecting people. Akshay, if I can ask you, how are people cooling it off, and with the election heat also catching up, is that going to be affecting the voter turnout too?
Rohini, if you see, the temperature is rising day by day, and it is a very terrible situation here because it's only April and already the temperature is so high, and today the temperature is 37 degrees, which is very unusual for April first week temperature. I'm joined here by a few ladies who will also tell you as to what they think is the situation here in Chennai compared to the previous years, and also on what they think they'll be doing this election time also. So do you think that from the previous years the temperature in Chennai has increased this year?
Yeah, this year it's really very hot compared to last year. Last year it's okay, little bit we can manage, but this year it's highly impossible for us to bear this heat.
And it's only, the elections are coming up on May 16th. Will you be actually going to the polling booths and voting on this day with the temperature being so high?
Actually, before 9 o'clock itself we'll go for this thing voting. After 9 we can't even come out of the house also. It's too hot.
Rohini, if you see, it's only April first week and the temperature in Tamil Nadu will be constantly increasing, and what is known as Agni Nakshatram, a time in Tamil Nadu when it is a peak summer time which will fall around May 4th to May 24th is what the weather people are predicting here right now, and that period of time will be like really bad, and that's when the elections are also going to be. Like May 16th is the day of the elections, and the temperature is going to be really high, and what the people here have told us is that they'll either go and vote before 9 a.m. or post 4:35 when the temperature is considerably less. Back to you, Rohini.
Akshay, one of the ladies that you were talking to, she was making a very pertinent point of, casting her vote before 9 o'clock in the morning when it is a lot more cooler, or maybe towards the evening when we actually see a lot of voter turnout. But personally also yourself, as journalists too, we're on the field, going around the place. How about you beating the heat yourself?
Rohini, is really hard because we're there on the field like 24/7 kind of a thing, and during the daytime when we're on the field it's really hard, and what we do generally is drink a lot of sugarcane juices or maybe watermelon juices, as the lady rightly pointed out here. And as you know, like in Tamil Nadu, the number of water bottle sales and the sales of watermelon juices and generally the juices have increased, and the reason being the weather, the rising temperature in Tamil Nadu, Rohini.
Thank you so much for joining us, Akshay, right there from Marina Beach, and hope you can also cool off a little bit along with Chennaiites. While we do have the options of finding cooler spaces, especially during our working hours, people who work outdoors have the difficulty because they have to work in the burning sun. And some of them who are working outside and slogging it out are the laborers that we see. My colleague Revati Rajivan caught up with the workers of the Kochi Metro and find out how they are trying to keep their cool.
The temperature in Kerala is on an average 35 degrees Celsius, and in some places like Kannur and Palakkad, it touches 38 to 40 degrees Celsius. I'm standing in Ernakulam on a metro construction site, and as you can see behind me, there are men working on the ground and on the top under the scorching heat. Now, these are the people who work morning to evening, irrespective of what the temperature rises to. And as it nears noon, there are a group of people here taking rest under a temporary made shelter. Let's ask them what they do to keep themselves away from the heat. आप इतनी गर्मी में काम कैसे करती हो?
इतनी गर्मी में हम लोग जब हीट हो जाता है ज़्यादा तो फिर आकर के नीचे बैठ करके आराम करते हैं, फिर जब पूरा सुकून हो जाता है फिर ऊपर जाते हैं। फिर उसके पानी पीते हैं, पानी पी के ऊपर जाते हैं। उसके बाद गर्मी की वजह से हैंड ग्लोव लगाते हैं। हैंड ग्लोव सारे बंदे को दिया हुआ है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। हेलमेट जैकेट जूता ये सेफ्टी ये सारा सुविधा है।
So, metro construction workers are given gloves, hats, and they also take rest very frequently in between their work to keep themselves away from the heat. And even daily wage laborers in Kerala take considerable rest during their work time. And the only respite from heat is the summer rains that occur frequently in Kerala. But this time, even that is not seen. So, what is expected is from first week of April, people expect the summer rains, which will give them some respite from the heat. Apart from that, it is the mercury level is only rising in Kerala, and those working on the ground outdoor work on construction sites or on roads are the people who are terribly prone to heat stroke and sunburns in the state. With camera person Jay Kumar, Revati Rajivan for India Today.
Well, we often wonder what the temperature is and even make guesses as what the temperature could be. But here in Chennai, there are a group of bloggers and they're called weather bloggers. And interestingly, they keep giving updates on what the temperatures are like and what the weather is like in Chennai. I'm now joined by Shrikant, who is one of these weather bloggers. Shrikant, thank you so much for joining us here on Up South. You have a very interesting name for your blog, which you call Chennai Noru Marakalam. Now, Marakalam means rain, but the fact that at this point of time it's sweltering heat in Chennai, how are you posting updates on your blog site and telling people in Chennai how to keep cool?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the blog was started during northeast monsoon period, so we named it as Chennai Noru Marakalam because we feel that Chennai has its own small little monsoon which rest of the country does not have. I agree. I mean, Chennai is known for its heat rather than the rains. But yes, whether it is rains, heat, we continue to give updates on temperatures, heat waves, anything which could be of use to common people in our own simple way.
It's interesting, Shrikant, because you all have been tweeting, you all are updating on your blog site, and people are actually they're keeping a tab on it every single day to know what they can do in terms of what the temperatures are, whether they can go out or not. But do stay with us. I have some more questions for you and how people contribute on your blog site. But I'd also like to show you the state of Karnataka. When the state is reeling under drought, even the IT capital of the country is looking for the fact that they are facing a water crisis. Every drop of water counts here. My colleague Pratibha Raman, she went to find out exactly how people are, one, suffering, and second, how are they managing, because drinking water is a huge problem. Take a look at her report.
It has been the hottest March that Bengaluru as well as Karnataka has witnessed in the last 15 years. In fact, the highest temperature recorded on an average so far in Bengaluru has revolved around 37 degrees Celsius, and in most parts of northern Karnataka, it has even crossed 40 degrees Celsius. Now, this has been unprecedented is what experts say. Most of them say that the temperatures have been more than normal, not just in March but even in February. In fact, worst fears are that this will continue for the next 2 months as well. Now, what is the major problem here is the fact that there is also water scarcity. In fact, let me go across to a coconut vendor who's been living in this area for a number of years. यहाँ पे गर्मी, इस तरह की गर्मी आपने पहले देखा है?
नहीं देखा, पहली बार इतनी गर्मी हुई है बेंगलोर के अंदर।
इस कारण से आपको कितना मुश्किल हो रहा है?
ना कारण से क्या भी नहीं मुश्किल हो रहा है, तो गाड़ी ज़्यादा हो गया बेंगलोर के अंदर, बस ये है।
He attributes it to the level of population that has been increasing as well as the vehicle population that has also increased. Now, a major cause of concern for Bengaloreans is the fact that the public water that is connected to the Kaveri water here, the public tap, in fact, the Kaveri water, the reservoirs are dipping, the water levels there are dipping, mainly because of which there's been a whole lot of problem. About 60% of Bengaluru depends on borewells that are also running dry. In fact, most of them have to make do with some relief that they hope to expect in the form of monsoon showers that would happen soon. That is what people in Bengaluru as well as northern Karnataka have been praying for, because Karnataka has been reeling under a dry spell for very long. Until then, I will make do with this Nariyal ka pani in Bengaluru to beat the heat. With camera person Madhu, Pratibha Raman, Bengaluru, India Today.
Well, you just saw how Pratibha Raman was beating the heat, but Srikanth, if I can come back to you, have you had any kind of questions from people as to, because you all are regularly blogging on the weather, on auspicious time or time when they can do certain things, any questions like that which has caught you off guard?
I mean, Chennai people wanted to know when the rains would stop a couple of months back. The same marina we did a shoot in your television under pouring rain. People wanted to know exactly when the rains would stop. Last week or 10 days, all people want now is to know when the rains start again. I mean, it's a cycle which is going around now, and people are already talking of when would we get the next set of rains.
Personally, how do you manage yourself? Do you have any tips for people, especially because we've seen how the district administration in many states are telling people what to do, what not to do, what they should be wearing, they should be hydrating themselves. Any tips that you'd like to share too?
Yeah, I mean, I think South India, unlike, say, for example, for places like Rajasthan or Uttar Pradesh, does not have so much of dry heat except for maybe around the Telangana and North Karnataka, where dehydration is going to be a issue because you don't sweat as much as say the coastal belt of West Coast and Tamil Nadu. So I think they have to continuously drink water irrespective of whether they feel thirsty or not, particularly around the belt of Gulbarga, Bidar and say Raichur, Anantapur and Hyderabad, etc. At least in Chennai we sweat a lot, so we tend to drink water as much as we could.
True, but stay with us, Srikanth, because like we've seen Chennai heat, we've seen how it is taking lives of people, especially in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, because of the sweltering heat over there. Bangalore also, which is known to be the garden city and the cooler of the places compared to the rest of the part of South India where people actually feel it's a haven. Here also the heat has been unbearable, especially for people like us who've been here for decades, and we understand how Bangalore has changed over the years. At the same time, my colleague Pramod Madhav decided to find out how else people in Chennai are being fighting the heat. He went straight to a swimming pool, and this is what they had to say.
City of Chennai is not a stranger to hot summer or some kind of heat waves. Yes, we know we are going through the equinox period and everything, but here Chennai people, they have their own way of enjoying even this summer. Right now we are at this Corporation of Chennai Marina swimming pool, and here you see people, according to the officials here, nearly thousands of people visit this place every day to just enjoy the water here and to in a way to handle summer. We have some fresh swimmers here. Let's ask them. So சென்னை எப்படிப்பா எவ்வளவு சூடா இருக்குது?
ரொம்ப சூடா இருக்குங்க. இதுல வந்து நாங்க டைம் கச்சா பீச்சுக்கு வந்து ஸ்விம்மிங் பூல்ல குளிச்சிட்டு அப்படியே இது ஜூஸ்லாம் குடிக்கிறோம் நாங்க.
என்ன மாதிரி ஜூஸ் குடிக்கிறீங்க? என்ன மாதிரி எவ்வளவு சூடா இருக்கு என்ன தெரியும் உங்களுக்கு?
லெமன், கிர்னி பழம், தர்பூசணி இந்த மாதிரி கூலிங்கான பொருளை குடிச்சு சூட்டை தணிச்சிக்கிறேங்க.
சரி, சென்னையில பீச் இருக்கு, இந்த ஸ்விம்மிங் பூல்லாம் இருக்குல்ல, அதெல்லாம் எவ்வளவு யூஸ் பண்றீங்க? எத்தனை வாரத்துக்கு எத்தனை நாள் வரீங்க இங்க?
வாரத்துக்கு வருவாங்க. ஏன்னா ரொம்ப ஹீட் ஆயிடுச்சு. ரொம்ப ஹீட் ஆயிடுனால அடிக்கடி வந்து வாரத்துல வந்து குளிச்சுட்டு.
சென்னை ஹீட் ஆயிடுச்சு, அதனால சென்னையை வெறுக்கிறீங்களா இல்ல சென்னை தான் எப்பவுமே கெத்தா?
இல்லங்க, சென்னை தான் கெத்துங்க. வெயில் கோட்டிங் ஸ்விமிங் பூல் குளிச்சி.
So you have the swimmers here and you also have the people. Chennai might be really hot, Chennai might get really wet during the rain or whatever it is. Chennai is always Chennai. This is Pramod Madhav with camera person Daniel for India Today.
Well, I also stand here at a place which is one of the oldest points, especially for people to come here and cool off. This is one place that for decades together, this uncle has been selling watermelon. But let me talk to people here. बैंगलोर में जो गर्मी आपने देखा है, इससे पहले हमने देखा नहीं है. अभी 23 और 32 की बात कर रहे हैं टेम्परेचर के.
बहुत ज्यादा है मैम. अभी आजकल लाइक 40 के ऊपर दिख रहा है. आजकल गर्मी में काम करना तो जैसे हेल हो गया है.
आप क्या काम करते हैं?
मार्केटिंग है मेरा. डायरेक्ट
मार्केटिंग माने आप रोड पे जाते हैं, आप बहुत आपको ट्रैवल करना पड़ रहा है, तो फिर गर्मी में कैसे अपने आप को आप हैंडल कर लेते हैं?
क्या करना पड़ता है, कुछ काम है तो संभालना ही पड़ता है. कुछ हम काम नहीं किया तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते. काम तो करना पड़ता है. गर्मी बोले संभालना है, नेचुरल कुछ नहीं कर सकते. तो
आप बताइए, मैंने बैंगलोर की गर्मी के बारे में तो पूछा, पर एक है कि आप सब तरबूज खा रहे हैं, वाटरमेलन खा रहे हैं, पर बैंगलोर पहले कैसा था और अभी कैसा है?
देखिए मैडम, पहले से मैं जानता हूं कि बेंगलोर है क्लाइमेट के लिए बहुत अच्छी सिटी है. पहली बात, आज अब ऐसा है कि मतलब बेंगलोर को इतनी हीट है कि पहले जैसा नहीं. मतलब इस साल अलग, इस साल और भी गर्मी है.
In terms of all the sales of be it watermelon or ice creams that have been seen, what largely we have also seen has not been an increase, but at the same time people have been saying that because of the rising temperatures also, vegetables and fruits are actually, they're not being given, the produce is not as much as it used to be, and that is a kind of difficulty. So health is a problem because health also gets affected. We're also talking about food being a problem because food getting spoiled and vegetables and prices increasing. At the same time, because of dehydration, people losing their lives. These are kind of problems that come along with the heat waves. More about the rising temperatures and how it affects us after the short break. Welcome back to Up South. Well, the rains may break its promise, but this man's prediction has always hit the target. Tamil Nadu's most loved weatherman has finally hung up his boots, leaving a gaping hole in weather predictions in Tamil Nadu. Pramod Madhav brings you this report.
He's Tamil Nadu's rain man, a man who's never missed his mark in the turbulent art of weather prediction. And now, decades after he perfected his amazing talent, S.R. Ramanan has decided the weather's just right for retirement. Ramanan started in 1981 with the Indian Meteorological Department. His uncanny ability to foresee weather patterns ensured he had a growing fan base of admirers.
I am very happy that people have started seeing news channel rather than Cartoon Network children. At least it will certainly increase the GK.
Ramanan's art was sharpened and honed long before weather satellites. And now weather apps became the go-to technology for weather prediction.
Before that, we never had a clue because only with safe observations. You don't have any observatories at all. You had to imagine and draw probably something may be there and all.
The media loved him, and armed with hard statistical data, Ramanan ensured he was always right. But even the school weather man was often stumped by those who confused astrophysics with astrology. They asked him to make personal predictions.
People mix both our almanac, what is written, and then this temperature, because there is a thing called Agni Nakshatram, they used to tell. When this Bharani Nakshatram entered Mesha Rasi, they call Agni Nakshatra, that 40 days period they call hot. But that I am not dwelling into, because that is a totally different thing.
A pioneer in the field for 3 decades, his words of wisdom for India is the imperative to understand disaster management.
One thing is certain, knowledge of a disaster is very important. And what it will cause also is important. So that any community, if it is knowledgeable, that resilience community you can call it, it will be able to withstand anything.
Despite the honors and endless praise, Ramnan remains rooted in humility.
Fame is but a slow decay, and even this shall pass away.
On his next journey, whatever that may be, Tamil Nadu wishes its weathermen fair winds and calm seas. With camera person Vijay, Pramod Madhav for India Today.
Well, Mr. Weatherman S. Ramanan will definitely be missed because he used to be the go-to man for any weather predictions in Tamil Nadu. That's all we have in this bulletin of Up South. News and updates will continue on the other side of India Today. From the entire team of Up South, thanks for watching.
Breaking news coming in, the centre is to withdraw its appeal from the Supreme Court against the 2006 Allahabad High Court verdict, holding the Aligarh Muslim University as a non-minority institution.
Footwork correct? Hi, this is Kohli very big. Maintain this, huh? Hi, this is Kohli very